Hi everyone, I'm Linda Redmond, and this is my Module 5 discussion board post, Mistakes in Project Management. So for this assignment, we were asked to read the CIO article, 12 Common Project Management Mistakes and How to Avoid Them by Jennifer Schiff. And then we were to choose one of the 12 mistakes and find another article that is related to the mistake that I chose. So I chose mistake number 5, which is lack of regular communication/meetings. And this was pretty much a no-brainer for me because I feel, in my opinion, a communication plan is one of the most important steps taken at the beginning of a project. Without communication, a project cannot really succeed. So, getting back to mistake number 5 here, in the CIO article, Schiff states that communication is the most important factor of successful project management. And without regularly and clearly communicating, the project will fall apart. The article included a basic solution at the end of each mistake, and for mistake number 5, they state to pick a day and a time to meet that works for everyone and stick to it. Sounds easy enough, right? I don't know about that. In relations to this, I found an article written by Mike Donahue at projectmanagement.com, and the article is called Shared Communications, Shared Success. Now, this article not only talks about the importance of communication, but also the significance of making the right communication assignments and knowing what needs to be communicated. Now, Donahue also included 3 key points that are very important to successful communication. The first one is information needs to be clear, concise, and thorough. Now, this made me kind of think of Goldilocks a little bit. You don't want to give too little info or too much. You want to give just the right amount. And in order to do this, you can make up one standard form and just customize the message to meet the needs of that specific person. So that makes it a little bit easier in the long run if you have a lot of people to communicate with. The second key is know what means of communication work best for the message recipient. Because there are so many ways to communicate these days, you've got smartphones, texting, video chat, and even email. It's really important to know the preference of the receiver at the very beginning. So that's kind of an important thing to remember. The third key is the project team needs to understand the strategic objectives of the project goals and deliverables. Now, in my opinion, every section of a project is like a puzzle piece. So it's important that every team member understands the importance of communication. And when everyone is on the same page, all those pieces are going to fit nicely together to create one big picture, which is the completion of the project. And that leads to success. So I think that's the key to this article. Shared communications, shared success. Now, we've already learned about this in both of our textbooks, the PMBOK and the Project Management. Now, I found in Chapter 4 of the Project Management textbook this worksheet representing a communication plan. I think this is a great way to keep track of who communicates with whom and when during a project, and it's set up pretty nicely. As you can see, it shows the information, what information is going out, who's going to receive that information, when the information is going out, what form of communication, and then finally who is sending out the information. So it's all there right now in blue and white, but it can be in black and white. Now, Chapter 10 of the PMBOK also covered the project communication management, but they call it project communication process. And they included 3 processes. The plan communication management, which is the process and development of the plan itself. The managed communications process, which is the process of how the information is going to be distributed. And finally, the control communications process, which is the process and continued monitoring of the communication from the beginning to the end of the project. Now, in closing, one of the things I found most interesting about my article was the fact that I kind of assumed that a project manager was in charge of every single little thing of a project. But that's not necessarily the case. If you have a good team, you can dole out different things to those team members to take care of. So as a project manager, you can focus on the big things and get those big things taken care of. You've got competent people, they can take care of those little things, and then you can just focus on the big picture, and the project is more likely to be completed because you don't have to worry, and everybody's happy, and you've got success.